Assassin's Creed Shadows is a major success. It's the greatest thing ever. And anyone who says otherwise is probably literally Hitler. Do you want to be literally Hitler? Probably not. Okay? And so Assassin's Creed Shadows has gotten its first update. And maybe there's going to be DLC in the future. But for now, we have an update that's 9 gigabytes. Enjoy, because Western developers, I guess. And it probably actually doesn't fix anything, because we know how these updates work.
We had the first small Assassin's Creed Shadows update this week, and there are more fixes announced to be on the way, and we know that Ubisoft is working on many quality of life improvements as well, so lots to go over in this video, starting with
the biggest Assassin's quality upgrade that I have seen is from a mod, and it's called Deleting the Game. 10 out of 10.
First hotfix we got, mostly focused on photo mode issues, where it would crash when fetching photos to display on the world map, or simply taking photos in the photo mode could make the game crash on PC. Now, I still have issues seeing photos from people on the world map, although it did work during the review period, and Joy has got an even weirder issue.
Bro, like, I'm sorry, trying so hard for so little.
Where the whole game got this black and white filter when toying around in the photo mode. Looks kinda cool though, but it was not very functional. In the first big update that I expect will launch in the week of April 7th, we can expect a fix for the hideout, because the fact that it's often capped at 30 FPS on PS5 and Xbox Series X when playing in the performance mode is not intended.
I mean, the fact that this game actually can run sometimes on 30 FPS on consoles by itself is a work of God.
That's actually good to know, and will make
act of God actually, but whatever.
Going there way more pleasant. They will also improve the enemy reactions to the Shinobi Belt thrown from far away that can now be inconsistent, and where players cannot reach the maximum mastery points after fully upgrading the Tapo skill tree. Now, not confirmed for the next patch per se, but Ubisoft is aware of the issue.
Dude, you read these patch notes, and am I the only one who unironically is thinking like, so the whole fucking game doesn't work? You can't use this, you can't do that, it breaks, it dead screens, and you can't even level it up properly. Like, what does work here, honestly? Am I the only one who tends to think like that when I hear these patch notes from day one AAA?
With the Toolmaster chess piece, where you should throw a kunai at the closest enemy after an assassination. But yeah, you probably had this too if you tried this armor set, and I ran into this many times as well. It doesn't work all the time, so hopefully they fix it to make it more reliable. In a thank you message, the Assassin's Creed team has stated that this is just the beginning for Shadows, and we are thrilled to see the game evolved with you by our side. Like, if there,
I mean, 3 million concurrent active, not concurrent actually. They haven't even said that there's like 1,000 concurrent players. We know that that's not true, but you know, activated accounts. Okay, let's put it like that. A whole 3 million. Wow.
there are things.
It's the fastest growing Assassin's Creed ever, boys. Ahead of Valhalla and ahead of anything. Okay. If you compare the numbers that we currently have that Ubisoft is pushing in our faces, failingly, because everyone knows that lies, by the way. Trust me, they're somehow finding a way to lie about the 3 million activated accounts, or whatever they want to call it, players overall. They probably found a way to fudge the numbers. It must be a lie. Okay? If we compare this to Odyssey, to Valhalla, any successful game, then if we assume these numbers are good, then this means that this game is going to sell 80 million copies. 40 minimum to 80 maximum million copies. If you compare these numbers, that's where Assassin's Creed Shadows is going, okay? I personally don't think we're going to get an announcement this year that it has sold 1 million copies. But yeah, okay, have fun wishing for those 80 million copies sold, Ubisoft. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
You run into or want them to add, put it in the comments, as I know that Ubisoft will be watching. And Mac, the big boss behind the Assassin's Creed franchise, also mentions free.
God, I love this fucking girl boss forward moment, okay? You have our non-binary looking protagonist, maybe a fucking twink who honestly knows, and someone who somehow ate the winter rations all by herself. 10 out of 10.
guys also mentioned
And then you have this. Yasuke defeating an old Japanese dude and now forcing him to give him his sword because this is clearly not a mugging, okay? 10 out of 10.
free expansions that will be coming to the game. So let's look at what we know so far. Of course, leave a like on the video. That would really help.
It's on Steam, so
Us
it needs
out
expansions.
if you enjoy the content here on the channel, and subscribe to not miss anything regarding the future of Assassin's Creed Shadows. But first, the sponsor of this video, the brand new single-player AAA story-driven action-adventure title Mindside, answers in a world where AI high-quality cuts game now makes the mind's eye when, but especially in Shadows, it will of course be really fun to replay the game with our unlocks because they can replay sections with the
most people are not gonna even finish 10 minutes of this game, let alone replay it.
Other character. Now Simon, the associate game director, during my stream also said that they want to do a little more with New Game Plus and want every piece of gear that we have to still have value in New Game Plus. Like the New Game Plus modes in the previous games were nice.
This motherfucker literally said that he wants old pieces of gear to have value in New Game Plus after Assassin's Creed Shadows is literally a game made where a level 40 legendary weapon is going to be weaker than a level 42 basic white weapon because that's how poorly the game is designed. And he's saying New Game Plus is going to... he wants you to keep your old weapons? I'm sorry, did I miss something?
But there were no new upgrades to chase or reasons to go after the legendary items that you already had collected in your first playthrough. While there are many other games that do add new progression systems to New Game Plus. So maybe in Shadows they add an extra engraving slot on certain items, or maybe 2 highlighted stats instead of 1 to make them way more powerful.
These engraving stats are so goddamn boring. Look at this, 100% adrenaline gain. Visit the hideout blacksmith to engrave a What? That's so enjoyable, said no one.
Instead of 1 to make them way more powerful than the non-New Game Plus gear. So it would...
By the way, I don't know about you boys, but I personally love when a game gives me a new weapon, and I know it's better than my current stuff, but I need to go back to my hideout, stop whatever the fuck I'm doing, and then upgrade it. But if I don't do that and I continue playing the game and I upgrade when I naturally return to the hideout, I'm going to be probably 5 levels higher. And now this legendary sword is going to be a legendary going to be beaten by a non-legendary fucking broomstick that's 5 levels higher, okay? I absolutely love when games give you such great itemization choices and stuff.
Would create way more replay value and build options. Of course, another most requested feature, just like with Odyssey, is the fact that we want to keep our hood or helmet on during cutscenes. The Montreal games with Origins and Valhalla always have this, and even would alter the voice of Bayek too, depending on the helmet.
Bayek of Siwa, protector of these people.
So you would...
Oh, you know he's black.
Would expect something like this when Naue has her face mask on as well, but yeah, that would of course make things way more complicated than simply leaving the hood on during scenes. But yeah, Simon also said here that they are aware and will decide if they do something with this, if enough people talk.
Can we get like new options for how we black bull the Nobunaga clan with Yasuke? Just me? Maybe just me?
Talk about it because they of course have to prioritize.
I mean, if you're playing this game, you're a fucking full-blown cock, that's for sure.
The many things that they want to work on. But yeah, I've already seen many people talk about this, so I totally think they will look at it at one point. It would just make the conversations and certain scenes way cooler if the helmet you just got also shows up during these moments. Other things we can expect post-launch are toggles for the ability and assassination filters. They've been working on this for quite some time before launch already, so I
love how he just spazzes in.
So
I just look at this.
Launch already, so
it's just great. And why do you have a filter like this? Am I the only one who seems off put by that? That seems stupid.
I expect this rather soon. So that's good news. Another thing that we might see in the future is a stat screen. Like, it would be great to know how much crit chance you have or vulnerable damage, instead of having to combine all the stats on the gear yourself. And I would love to have more visual cues during combat to know when perks on weapons are available again, like in the top 5 best weapons for Yasuke video that I will leave a link to in the video description. Some amazing combos in that one. One of the weapons we talked about...
Is that a woman?
Amazing combos in that one. One of the weapons we talked...
Oh, that is a woman! 10 out of 10.
One of the weapons...
Dude, this is gonna be,
One of the...
Dude, this must be... Is this gonna be... Okay, boys, listen, it is what it is. This is... I'm gonna make a... I'm making a screenshot, okay? You can't lose these wonderful opportunities of, you know, getting something as good as this for a thumbnail, okay? It is what it is. Every time Yusuke kills an defenseless women, because they're always defenseless. Like, what do you think? A woman with a knife is fucking dangerous. Are you fucking for real? Are you a man or not? Now, this might as well be blind and senile.
The weapons we talked about is the time-honored Crescent, Naginata, that has a first strike that makes enemies vulnerable every 8 seconds. Like, knowing when that is active again would be great. Or even more handy for the last dance of the Onryo rope, where you cheat death and then avoid damage for 8 seconds, but have no idea when that effect is available again. Kind of important. They know about the feedback regarding the wanted system and might be looking into improving that, because of course right now these guardians show up only after someone rings the bell in a camp. But if you go crazy on the street or elsewhere where no alarm bell is close by, then you will not get wanted. While that was of course the case in other games like Mirage and Odyssey. One I'm really excited about is that they're looking into damage numbers for the game, and I hope that now that you've played the game yourself, you understand...
There's no blood, there's no nothing. How do people play this
game, and I hope that...
Well, trick question, people don't play this, but you get the point.
Now that you've played the game yourself, you understand why I requested this feature all the way.
Yeah, historically accurate Yasuke simulator has more concurrent players for a good reason, okay? Because he has guns.
Way back at the gameplay reveal in June. Like, with them having items that focus on crit chance and critical damage, right now it's just really hard to see when you actually do a critical hit. And it would also be nice to see the impact of a new weapon that you just got, that you have like a higher damage number, or some of the trinkets give like very big bonuses, and then seeing that number being way higher, I think would be satisfying. So it seems like we will get that in a future patch. We also might get more clear arrow icons, especially when using it in-game, because right now it's really...
I'm sorry, is this the fat one? Because this looks like the fat one even in portrait. Man.
Hard to know which arrow or bullet you are shooting with Yasuke. For now, the icons are very clear for the tools. No new tools seem to be planned for her in the post-launch, at least right now. Although, I think it would be very impactful if we saw a new tool at one point. But we do, of course, know that she will get a new weapon with the first DLC, the Claws of Awaji, that has us go to this island over here on the map, although it should be bigger when we actually go there. And yeah, a new weapon also means a brand new skill tree, which is exciting. And I'm curious if we can immediately unlock all the skills if you have the knowledge rank.
Oh shit, the boa stuff?
Or if it's...
Wow, this is gonna be not good.
Tied to a new progression system in the DLC.
Dude, I can't wait for the DLC. I can't.
Although, what they will probably do is that some of the later skills will be locked to certain targets or missions. But yeah, this weapon should include some new and likely faster non-lethal options for Naue. And the DLC should, by the way, take place after the ending of the game, so we can actually see the story for Naue and Yasuke move forward, and also they can introduce more...
What story for them to move forward? Are you kidding me? Yasuke murders her family, clan, whatever the fuck. And then she tries to kill him, and he's like, actually, you know what? Screw this. I'm on your side. And she's like, for real, fam, let's go. For Rizzle. And, oh, by the way, about me killing your clan or whatever? No, my bad, fam. My bad. And she's like, bird. Zoomer tier shit.
more challenging enemies because they know, hey, everyone reached that point of the game already. So that makes me also think that they are not like releasing it really soon, but I would be disappointed if it's not in May or June at the latest to keep the pace going. Magna also talked about an extension to the modern day, so you get a first glimpse of that in Shadows, but you will get much more in the coming months.
Who cares? Anyway, that was Joe Raptor, 10 out of 10. Assassin's Creed, boys. Don't know about you, but I'm a big fan, obviously. Bye!